All right, here we go for game number 2 between UBC Esports and Washington Esports. UBC taking that first game with a dominating Meepo after a terrible start.
Yeah, they kept their cool. They had a strategy. They played it out, and it worked. Very slippery early game, but mid game started off a little rough. They took it back, and they got their snowball rolling, and then they just rolled it right over Washington's Ancient.
Yeah, we were wondering about how effective that Ember Spirit was going to be since he was so behind in the early game. But, the one hero that we weren't exactly really focusing on was Meepo because he was not at any of the big team fights where the Mirana was getting all the kills. I mean, meanwhile, that was happening, just Meepo was farming the entire map. Like, space created in its most classical sense.
Definitely, Meepo hit a lot of creeps, got bored, got some items, hit a lot of heroes, hit a lot of buildings. Thank you, game 2. Do you think we're going to see a Meepo again, or do you think that the draft is going to reflect the ownage that Meepo provided us with in game 1?
Like, if not a ban, at least they're going to pick a lot of heroes that can at least deal with the Meepo this time.
I agree. Definitely something to keep in mind, something to play around.
Oh, and Bane gets through.
That's what we were talking about earlier on. Bane, first pick, a lot of very interesting changes that make him strong. One thing we were discussing though is even prior to this patch, where Bane's seeing a lot of buffs, Bane never has had a problem in the laning phase. And one of the biggest things is with Bane's buffs, his laning phase is even stronger, but it still is essentially the same hero. He's going to destroy the laning phase. He's going to have a hard time getting a full ult off. But, I mean, obviously he is strictly a better hero than he was last patch. I'm actually really excited to see how they use him.
Yeah, arguably one of the strongest talent sets in the entire game. Having a level 10 sap, from the sap damage from the Enfeeble, and also I believe at level 15 he gets plus 100 damage minus on the Enfeeble, so he steals 220 damage with the use of Enfeeble, which is a 20-second duration on an 8-second cooldown.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there we see Bane. Bane's known for having a hard time getting his ult off, and there's 2 very easy ways to stop him from ulting. Spirit Breaker, 2 ways to interrupt it, plus a passive Bash, and Jakiro with the long-range Ice Path. One thing I love when I'm seeing a draft, I don't know if other people enjoy this much as I do, when people snap pick, boom, boom, Spirit Breaker, Jakiro, and send it right on back. Washington sends it back to UBC. I love when teams do the quick, no thinking, not even using up their free 30 seconds. Just take the pick, send it back. I just think it's so confident. It's so much fun. It gets me excited. As much as the draft is an exciting part of the game, it's a slow excitement, and when people just double pick the heroes, I love that. So I gotta give Washington a shout out for the boom Spirit Breaker, boom Jakiro. Let's go, let's get this game moving.
It's just also one of those things. It means they have their strategy already, right? Because your first
they know what they want.
Yeah, and for your first few bans, like something that always kind of bothers me is if people take time on their first 3 bans. Right? Because you shouldn't ever even think about the first 3 bans, because you should have thought about all of that before you came in to the game.
Definitely. I mean, you're not necessarily talking about your first 3 bans if you're using that time, but I do completely see what you mean. You should have a plan, and that's what it feels like Washington is doing. They're ready. And UBC has a plan, a classic plan, one of the oldest plans in Dota, Pain Mirana, the alley-oop arrow.
Are we going to get a hook on top of this? That'll be hype.
Oh, yes. Please. Pick Bane, pick skill shots. Let's go. Let's have some fun. Pugna banned out. Hello. None of that tower damage.
Have not heard about Pugna since the patch. Before the patch, he was one of the most popular heroes, but ever since, he's been quite quiet.
One thing to keep in mind is that Pipe now buffs towers.
Right.
So, I mean, Pugna is the first thing that came to my mind when I read that change.
Right, and only a few others that actually affect. Jakiro, another hero in the game that slightly affects that with the Liquid Fire, and who else? I believe the Underlord with his new level 25 talent.
Tiny's Toss, spell damage to tower.
More relevant Underlord, for sure.
Yeah, and there's the Nyx ban, a classic ban, and the Outworld Devour. So where do you think? I think
that's a good ban, because you nightmare someone and you go arrow them, but OD can just Astral Imprisonment and save them. That's a great ban.
Great save for long duration CCs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just excited. So we could see. I mean, they're not really. Washington's revealing almost nothing with that opener too.
I agree. I mean, this is just a kind of a free-form draft. I mean, both these lineups can go late or early.
Hmm. And we saw what Miranda can do, although it is on the opposite team. Maybe
Yeah.
UBC wants to show Tai what they can do with the arrow flinging girl.
Could
It looks. Oh,
could
what
they?
happens?
Wouldn't it be poetic if Washington picks up their own Meepo and counters a UBC with it? But not like there's a lot of Meepo players out there, but it could be interesting to see
That would be very fun.
against the Mirana of their own. Oh, it's gonna be
So
Medusa.
Medusa, the safe pick.
Interesting. What do you think about Medusa this patch? I felt Medusa was a pretty underwhelming hero in the last patch.
I feel like Medusa does what Medusa needs to do. And what Medusa needs to do is not very fun to watch and for the most part play. But Medusa's going to hit creeps, Medusa's going to build items, and Medusa's going to hit heroes. And there's not too much more to her. She's really hard to kill. She's just a pain in the butt to deal with. She just is very slowly, can just move down the map, and not a lot you can do about her. You definitely have to play around her, and she doesn't necessarily have to play around anything. Because for the most part, Medusa's just trying to get into the best positioning in a team fight for Stone Gaze, best positioning for maximum damage with her split shot. It's not a super fast hero. It's an effective hero.
Another relevant thing is that Anti-Mage and OD are banned out. Two of the more classic counters to Medusa, because Medusa really depends on the mana, and these two heroes drain the mana away from her.
And there's Lardar. So that's some amp damage for her. Anyone gets hit by an arrow, they're going to get blown up. It's more control. UBC's lineup I really like. It's really scrappy. UBC's lineup is ready to go. From level 1, they are ready to take a fight. They're ready to throw punches.
And Slaughter, of course, had a nice buff this patch that at level 4 Guardian Sprint, he will move at 700 move speed down the river.
Oh, right!
Yeah, it's
water.
quite exciting. Yeah.
I'm ready. I actually haven't seen that yet. That's so exciting. I can't wait.
Got to see it a little bit on Tuesday, but yeah, I know he crosses the map from top to bottom in like 30 seconds.
Oh, I love it. All right, let's see. I think Washington's gonna... Oh, there we go.
Something to keep
some
lockdown.
Lockdown. That purges Bane. That purges Mirana. That purges... I mean, it does purge amp damage, but more importantly, it purges Arrow. It's going to purge Fiend's Grip and Nightmare. It's going to keep Medusa. It's going to help Medusa a lot. I think it's a good pick. I don't think it's the most exciting pick in the world, but I like it.
But how sad is that Bane's ulti is so easily intraptable on top of the fact that he can be purged?
That's the thing with Bane. I remember reading his level 25 talent is 7 seconds on Fiend's Grip. I remember thinking to myself, like, that's really fun. But I mean, if you're even getting your Fiend's Grip to go max duration, like, that doesn't even happen normally. I don't know how you add 7 seconds to that spell.
1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
Meet me at Roshan.
I want to see Bane go Necronomicon and just get the 25 plus 7 seconds and just beat some people down.
I mean, like, who beats him at a 1v1 with a 7 plus Fiend's Grip duration plus Necronomicon?
If you get Fiend's Grip for the full duration at 25, I think you just
seconds
leave.
Or something, yeah.
You just quit the game.
Yeah, just step off and like leave, get a snack, and you know you're gonna die.
Just come back later when the spell's done. I mean, Washington's lineup is ready to go as well. I really like Legion Commander as a hero. I don't think it's the Monkey King. I think Monkey King's fun to watch. I think Legion Commander's a great hero because Monkey King Legion Commander can do small fights. She can do ganks. She can do team fights. She can do long fights. She can do a lot of fights. Legion Commander is good at fighting, no matter if it's quick, if it's small, if it's long, if it's a large amount of players. Legion Commander just always is able to do something. I think that's one of the biggest strengths of the hero. And with heroes like Jakiro and Spirit Breaker, heroes that are ready to go right out the gate, always looking to fight, I think we're going to see a lot of synergy there. Obviously with Medusa, when she finally gets her items and they can start bringing that death ball around, or maybe work a split point. I don't think they're going to do that against the Bane Miranda team. But
yeah. And I think one of the biggest nerfs in this patch was just nerf in general to the offlaners. Their creeps just naturally push farther at the first wave, and also the exclusion of Poor Man's Shield and Iron Talon means they just don't have a lot of options to go into jungle. But Legion Commander, I think, is one of the heroes that was less affected by it. Of course, she's still affected by it. But the fact that the Soul Ring change works better for strength heroes, that heals themselves, so like Omni Knight
Yeah.
and Legion Commander, because
That's a good point.
Yeah, new strength change gives them stats on top of the fact that it gives them additional health regen because of new strength healed amplification, and the cooldown has been reduced on Soul Ring, although they took out the mana regeneration, but it doesn't matter for Legion Commander.
I think this Monkey King is going to have to shut Legion Commander down at level 1. I think you raise a really good point with the changes and with Iron Talon being removed. Obviously, Legion Commander can jungle, and Iron Talon is going to help that a lot. But one of those reasons that Legion Commander is a great and one of the reasons, though, Legion Commander is a strong offlaner is because you can't trade with her because of her passive ability, Moment of Courage. You can't trade against that. But with Monkey King, you also really can't trade against Monkey King. So Legion Commander is a good offlaner or strong offlaner because she can go into lane. She can use her AoE nuke to steal the range creep and harass people out, and you can't really fight her if she wants to fight you. But Monkey King, he can fight her off, and trading regen on a support versus trading regen on a core, support's always going to be winning that trade for their team. I think if Legion Commander gets shut down early, Washington is going to be in a bad spot.
Yeah, and I think this Puck pick kind of rounds out their draft a lot. I mean, you have the Wukong's command, and what counters Wukong command? Just walking out. But Puck's new Dream Coil. Have you seen the new Dream Coil? How much damage it does?
How much damage does it do? I haven't seen it.
It's insane. It's I think at level 1 it does like 500 damage if you snap it.
Jeez, I love UBC's draft. Honestly, I love that draft.
Like, it does no damage initially, but because they took that out. But instead, the snap damage is insane.
What do you feel about this Slark? I feel like I want to like it as much as I hate Slark as a hero, but I think Slark's going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't fight all that well into Slardar.
And there's so many, like, Slardar has a area stun, Wukong has a area stun, Puck has a Dream Coil as well as area silence. I feel like I can see what they want with, there's so many things Dark Pack is going to help out with, but I think there's just too many things for Dark
Another
Pack.
Side nerf that Slark ate is that Hex cannot be dispelled anymore. So if Puck picks up a Scythe of Ice, Slark can't depend on his Dark Pack to be able to purge that off of himself.
Oh boy. Well, they do have Slark purged for himself, Legion Commander purged for her allies. I think, just like the last game, we're going to see a pretty hectic early game. Spirit Breaker, Jakiro, Slardar, Monkey King, Bane, Mirana. A lot of heroes that can do, just can take fights and make things happen early on.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. And now we're finally going into the game. I made sure to remember the transitions and everything. I think everything looks good.
As long as you're in control, I'm sure it looks great.
Thank you for the confidence. Haven't streamed in a while, so slightly rusty.
We do have the gauntlets picked up on Legion Commander.
Yeah.
Would you say that Soul Ring is what he's going to want to go for right out the gate?
Unfortunately, oh right, it doesn't require the mango anymore. I was like wondering where's the mango? Of course, that's no longer a
anything
thing.
fancy. Last game, Bounty Runes got contested. This game, it looks like he's playing a little bit safe. When I see a Medusa pick, I think safe. I think they want to be a disciplined team, a disciplined strategy. But it did see, like, I love UBC's lineup. Again, you can kind of just see exactly what they want to do with this lineup. If it gets into a team fight and the initiation doesn't go sour, UBC, very clear. Just press your buttons. You're going to hit everyone, and Washington's going to have to react.
Yeah. No, I feel like this Medusa is going to struggle a bit here against this lineup. Definitely not a lineup that she can comfortably sit and fight against as much, unless she gets a lot of items. I mean, that's how it always works for Medusa, but I think this game might be especially much more harder with the amp damage coming out from Slardar.
I'm really excited. I think
there's an arrow on the Jakiro. They're going to be going on him. I mean, no, Chopsticks is by himself actually. Mirana doesn't join him. He does have that Illusory Orb though. Try to stun him up so he can't use it, but stun doesn't really last very long at level 1 for Spirit Breaker, so it's going to be okay.
Slardar actually tried to steal the Bounty Rune with Slytherin Crush and failed. Apparently, Medusa got it.
So just 2 for 2 Bounty Runes here, no shenanigans. And mid lane Ku being a great Bane here, starting out mid, just being super annoying to Tai Tai. Surprising he actually took the Brain Sap level 1 instead of the Enfeeble. Enfeeble would half Medusa's damage. It makes it almost impossible to lane the mid lane. You get all your creeps denied.
Thing is, all of his spells are gonna help him win the lane. But yeah, it's just however Bane wants to handle it. Just right off the bat, I love UBC's lanes.
Yeah.
Monkey King against Legion Commander. Legion Commander needs to get that strong start that Legion Commander can get with her overwhelming odds, and it's going to be really hard with the Monkey King smacking her. Bane obviously goes mid, ruins the lane for the other mid player. That's what Bane does. Bane's going to do that.
Yeah.
Top lane, we saw them already giving Puck a hard time. Or rather, Puck is the only lane I don't like because Puck's already been getting a hard time or having a hard time. But mid and bottom, I love for UBC. Just looking at it on paper, looks great for them.
And the fact that it's forcing Talos to go into mid means Chopstick gets a little bit more space. But here comes Cow on Els. Els taking a lot of damage. He has nowhere to get out. Here comes the Enfeeble as well, but Chopstick is burning down. Cow can't finish off that kill. Puck dodges the last auto attack there. Coming out is in trouble. Might run into Medusa. Medusa is going to make the rotation over, but they actually turn it on. Chopstick uses the Salve to be able to come back into the fight, misses the Illusory or Talos jukes that out, and now he's going to be okay, I think, because Illusory
I think he's going to get out.
Yeah. A messy fight with both teams not getting anything they want.
Slaughter's just trying to work pulls. There we see Legion Commander can't really lane against the Monkey King. Legion Commander does pick up both bounty runes, though, getting what she can out of bottom lane.
Yeah. Of course, this is nice for Slark. That extended fight, man. Slark had about a whole minute in the lane by himself, getting some good levels on him already.
I think this Monkey King is going to have a great time unless he gets slowed down.
I definitely agree. Not much.
CS-wise, Mirana's 11-5 to 8-3 on Medusa, but I guess Mirana didn't have to lane against the Bane.
Yeah. That little bit of advantage at the start is definitely handy. And Big Bomb Theory, it looks like he constantly just uses the Sacred to make sure he gets the last hit on range creep, making sure that doesn't go anywhere else. And top lane now, Ko with the Enfeeble on Slark, he's going to be miserable. Yeah, he misses the last hit, which should have been easy, but with only 33 damage, it's not an easy ordeal.
Poor guy. Slark's trying to man up, strangely.
Alright, he's taking a lot of damage. There's a Brain Sap come out. There comes a charge. Ko gets bashed up, actually. He's burning down. He's still half-life. He's a tanky hero. 4 armor on Bane. A Waifu is salving up. He's going to go back in.
Spells.
And Ko is taking a lot of damage. Can they kill Talos first? Talos does go down for the first blood. And there's a stun, but it's not long enough to keep him around. He does actually get the jaunt off of the Illusory Orb. So, win for UBC. They're getting the first blood before they go down.
I think UBC is happy with that. I think they're very happy with that. They even used Slark's regen. He ran away and potioned up there, trading Bane, but they got first blood. Definitely in UBC's favor.
Yeah, we see the gold exchange too. 100 gold in favor for UBC thanks to that first blood increase in gold.
The only real weakness I'm seeing with UBC is just Slardar's having a really rough time finding somewhere to fit in. He's almost just become a leech bottom lane, watching Monkey King farm, sharing the XP. He can't man up against Legion Commander. He tries to pull, and Legion Commander just runs over and kicks Slardar out of the pull and takes the XP for herself.
Yeah. Ajax does have his Soul Ring up, so he should be able to harass out the Monkey King a little bit, giving him some potential here for counterplay. But UBC is making a rotation behind the Legion Commander in the night. The Legion Commander doesn't know this at all. Ajax turns around.
But I don't think they're going to be able to do anything.
Ajax, but has this ward. This ward is going to spot out that gank coming out. He's going to be able to TP back into the shrine. Great awareness there.
In the meantime, Puck is actually bullying Slark out of lane. Not something you ever want to see.
No.
Having your safe laner just get unable to lane against an off laner one-on-one.
Slark has a hard time laning until he hits level 6. So if his teammates can provide that space and get him level 6, they should be able to leave him alone happily. But until then, might babysit him a little bit more.
Definitely, I think they'll see. And well, the Bane keeps running, making the
smoke into the mid lane. Coast, his smoke pops. He does have a nightmare.
Set up the arrow. He's getting charged.
No nightmare. Right, that won't just bail out of here. Crew taking a lot of damage. Here comes a charge. He might actually die to just a charge alone. He tried to nightmare himself, but the crush is there and the arrow. He does have no mana for Starstorm, but he has enough leaps to chase him down, and it's going to be another kill here. But Big Bomb Theory taking a lot of damage. But he's going to be okay. Rice is going to stay up here. Going to get the stun. Tai. he just gets a Tai, and the arrow's going to miss. The stun's not long enough at level 1. But they have the shrine up, so...
One thing I'd like to point out from a not very eventful lane, something very interesting, 31 CS, 32 CS, 25 denies on Monkey King. 8-0 for Legion Commander.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good for the King down there.
Yeah, especially if you compare to the other offlaner. Puck is having a lot better time here, 14-2 on that hero. Also, of course, the assist that he had with the first blood. But there's a sleep on the Slark. He might go down here. Rice coming in with the stun. Oh, but the leap isn't there in time.
Spiritbreaker in a dangerous spot, though.
Yeah, Spiritbreaker is going running out. He does have his boots, so he's going to be okay. Tai finds the regeneration rune. He's going to appreciate that. He was about quarter health and mana.
What do you think this Monkey King is going to spend his free farm on? The lane like this, I think he's going to go for something crazy?
I've seen some Monkey Kings favor the Battle Fury in this patch, but
I've been seeing that as well.
Yeah, but it's only like 2 games I saw Monkey King played, so not exactly sure. Maybe go for Diffusal. Diffusal's alright. But...
That definitely makes sense. I don't think he's going to go for a Battle Fury, because that does favor farming more than fighting, even though he definitely is a lot more fighting favored for Monkey King than other heroes.
Yeah.
I think I would like looking at UBC's lineup. I would really just expect fighting items and let them get going. Don't give. Oh, fight's going on top.
Yep, there's a charge coming out. Puck now gets charged. There's a 2-man crush from Rice. Owl's getting silenced up, but he has a stick to be able to heal himself up. Is he going to die? No. Instead, a wife of a day turns it around, but the damage is going to be enough to eventually take on Owl's down. But a chopstick comes in with that illusory orb, kills the Slark. Now Talos the Mighty getting chased down on that Jakiro, and the last hit from Ko is there to secure that kill.
Puck is having a great time top, I'll tell you what.
103 in the off lane, and Slark still not level 6. Very much struggling here.
Both teams had 2 low-level heroes and 1 high-level hero there. The level 5 Puck did better than the level 5 Slark, getting level 6 halfway through, using that Dream Coil to finish off his opponent.
Yeah, All's getting charged up, but he's going to be okay. Here comes the leap, but that's going to miss. Pounce, rather.
Looking here, Mirana's out CSing the Medusa, but not by too much.
Yeah, just by a hair. Bot lane, Monkey King's
rotation bottom.
A little bit.
No duel on Legion Commander, so I don't have to be too worried.
Still level 5, but here comes a stun from Rice. Ajax will go turn around and try fighting, but Ku, with him coming in, there's nothing Ajax can do. He gets nightmared up. He's getting healed.
I don't think they're going to be able to do anything.
Yeah. No arrows this time.
No. And that's one thing to keep in mind. We haven't really seen it yet, but Bane sets up for Mirana.
Yeah.
That's a fight-winning maneuver, especially early on.
He can even go for the 150 cast range at level 15 to be able to get more opportunities for that. Also, it will help him stay safe during his ulti. Ajax now getting gone on. He tries TPs out, but Boundless Strike is there to stun him up. But he's going juke. He jukes it out.
No.
Ajax. Oh no. Monkey King is trying to find him with the tree dance, but there's no way you get out of that. But Ajax somehow
just
finds
walked away.
Yeah.
Stroll through the forest. Don't mind me.
Especially
Slark
against
a top.
Monkey King too.
Oh,
it's usually hard to juke in the tree lines.
Our poor boy, Alls on the Spirit Breaker, had a rough start last game, having a rough start this game, just trying to figure out where he can fit into this lineup.
Yeah.
Even the Slardar, who hasn't been able to do much, has reacted and showed up to fights and is now level 4 and has his Tranquils. And smoked, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, looks like they're...
This is the arrow sleep I think we've been waiting for.
Yeah, they're keeping Ku up in front. He is going to be the initiator here. Oh, Jakiro tells...
And that's a kill. It's over.
Yeah. Here comes the max range arrow.
Make sure that Mirana gets this kill, I'm sure.
Rice doesn't even have to use mana. Now it's
Slark,
top lane.
Solo?
Oh no, he snaps it!
300 break damage.
Yep.
Poor little fish.
Don't want to do that anymore. No longer damages at the start, but the snap damage has been increased by like 150%.
Well, Medusa's still just farming away, doing what she does, but Mirana and Monkey King outlast hitting. The Jakiro rotation bottom has allowed Legion Commander to get in lane, and Legion Commander with duel is a lot more scary than Legion Commander without duel.
For sure. And he's going to be able to maybe even find a pick off onto the Puck or the Mirana, who are usually very hard to catch.
So Monkey King is going to go for the Battle Fury build, which obviously has great synergy with the Boundless Strike. in my opinion, it seems a little bit farm oriented, but I mean, it is against Medusa, a hero that's going to love taking the game late.
So actually, they
Completely
changed the
justifiable.
Boundless Strike. So Boundless Strike doesn't cleave anymore, so it only works on Wukong's command now.
Oh.
So I'm not sure if they know that or not. But it is still good under Wukong's command. But yeah, not as good because if you found Boundless Strike with like three with someone with like 5 creeps around them, it just instantly killed them. Not as much anymore. Charge
Still
coming
Monkey
out.
King getting
with
charged.
King.
If they can get this duel. Oh!
Here comes the duel. No, he's gonna wait for the charge
Duel?
first.
Okay.
And
Alright,
they're just gonna
alright.
wait for him to be damaged enough to make sure that duel secures the
Yeah,
kill.
they want the
Tai Tai
damage.
is
They
also
really
here.
want this damage. They really want this damage. They're not going to get the damage.
I mean, I don't think they would got the damage if they used it earlier anyways, so I guess he saves mana.
Yeah.
It does cost them
They gotta
rotation on
kill.
Tai Tai though, yeah. If they
And
use
Slark's
the
not
duel
farming
earlier.
in the meantime.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now there's a sleep and the dream coil. Oh no.
Some
And
damage.
The last auto attack's gonna be enough. But there's a
they gonna be
2-man
able to
charge
turn
from
this,
Alls. Chops.
Puck
since
might
he's
die.
under the tower. Dodges a dual breath. Ajax is coming in. He has the overwhelming odds, but he misses it. Chopstick's gonna get out with the illusory orb. Now they're turning their
Both
attention
of
to
them
Crow.
and the...
Do they have a charge? They do not have a charge.
That feels bad. That's a lot of time spent across many heroes. All they did was watch Slark die and watch Puck and Bane run away.
Yeah. And
Meantime, Medusa's still sitting mid, but so is Monkey King sitting bottom. And they just revealed the entire Washington team top for the most part.
Yeah, and Bane and Puck just gonna be able to heal right back up with that shrine.
Lincoln Sphere first on Medusa. Very defensive.
Scared of the Nightmare, I suppose. Nightmare and the Fiend.
Thing is, Lincoln Sphere, if the unless Enfeeble range was changed, it's massive. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh my
Enfeeble
god, you're
easily
right.
breaks.
Wow.
It easily breaks a Lincoln Sphere. I'm not feeling. We'll see what they do. We'll see
Okay.
what they do with it, but I'm not feeling that.
You're not
I
kidding,
mean, I
man.
also.
Here he comes. Tai
And
Tai. If he gets Nightmared up, he's going to be in big trouble.
they have teleport rotations, I believe. No one has a TP.
Tai Tai
They
gets
have to buy
spotted.
TP if they want to go for
Here's
this.
the Fiend's Grip. Here's the arrow. Here's the amplified damage. They're
Stacking
stacking the
his
stun,
stuns.
but it
He's
doesn't
done.
matter.
Get another. The dragon comes in.
Talos, yeah, it's another amplified
no.
damage. All's charges in. He might be in danger now. Slim Crush coming up in
They have
1
Nightmare,
second, but no more sprint.
And I mean, bringing the, as long as they don't get a duel win or a kill here, I think this is super worth it.
Ajax
LC just
wants
running
it,
around the map.
But
Oh
Nightmare
gosh,
is there.
charge doesn't
gets
matter.
charged.
He might even die for that.
Yeah, he gets amplified damage. He takes a brain sap, and now there's a Slim Crush. One more right click will do it, and there it is. Now Ajax getting trapped up by
Oh,
Big
no.
Bun Theory. This is going terribly for him. He at least purges off the amplified damage with the
goes
crest
for it.
attack, but there is a leap coming out. One more leap is available, Big Bun Theory, if he wants to commit. Ajax almost kills himself with a Soul Ring, but commits that damage. Now everyone's
like
running
that.
away from the Stone Gaze. Big Bun Theory is going to be able to get out. Mirana is very fast here, but here comes Alls with a TP.
In the back line.
But the Invis Rune is going to be able to save him, but there's a sentry, but Tai Tai gives it up.
There was a duel win in the back. Slarder turned on Ajax and got a lesson on fighting LC 1v1.
Oh my god, he almost died too. That was with corrosive haze on him too. Oh, meanwhile they actually find Alls too. Alls just having an awful series so
He's
far.
really just having a rough time figuring out where he can go in these early games with the roamers, and it can be rough. Especially, the one thing you don't want to have on Spirit Breakers, get caught in that loop of die, respawn, charge, die, respawn, charge, die, respawn, charge. You just keep getting farther and farther behind, and maybe you're setting up good trades, but you're going to die every time, and it's just going to become harder and harder.
Yeah. And
Medusa back to that mid lane.
transitioning into the mid game, we can see the net worth lead huge for UBC right now.
And Lincoln Sphere, Monkey King, but has a Battle Fury.
Battle Fury into Lincoln Sphere, interesting. So he just wants to stay safe under Wukong's command, I suppose.
Well, once the team fight breaks out, when UBC's 5-manning, they're gonna be. They have the zone control down.
They find Ko
for sure.
with the pounce. He gets charged up, and he's probably will go down before he can respond. Or after they even commits the Shadow Dance to make sure he doesn't get taken away. Chopstick just illusory orbs into trees and TP's out. They're not gonna be able to find
Unfortunately,
him.
the bash claims the last hit.
Ty
rather than
was
having it
getting
go to Slark.
pinged out in the mid, but it's going to be okay. So far,
I feel like this game is... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so far Washington getting off to a bad start. What do you think they can do to bring this game back?
I think we need someone to get online. I think LC has a Blink Dagger, so this is actually exactly what we need. LC needs to be making moves with this Blink Dagger, making room for Slark to get the Shadow Blade and join in, and making room for Medusa to start getting items. Medusa just wants to sit mid because Medusa doesn't really do too much. She hits our people, run away from her.
Oh, and there's a Diffusal Blade already on Mirana. All is losing half of his life just to right clicks. Comes a Snake, just be able to steal some mana back to Tai. But yeah, that's a very quick Diffusal Blade. In both games we've seen so far. And Diffusal Blade, of course, very effective against Medusa. And she gets slowed
Great
down
item.
again. Oh,
Just
loses all her
chunking her.
mana.
Whoa, the cocky
Charge
play.
on the Mirana. But Mirana's going to keep going. She's not afraid. But there's the duel coming in. Do they have enough damage to kill him? Probably not yet. And the Nightmare save comes out. Ajax is going to cancel the duel completely.
That space. Monkey King, here we go. The reveal of the king. Oh, no, he's just going to jungle
Nope.
creeps. Just kidding.
I have my farming item. Gonna just live
Yeah.
in the jungle for a bit.
I mean, you build Battle Fury, you want to hit creeps. I can't really blame him.
Yeah.
I want to see him hit other things, but I mean, that's what you're going to do. Mirana, missing her
Misses the
arrow on
arrow.
neutral creeps. Excuse me?
That was caught on stream as well.
Yep.
For shame.
We have a Blink and a Veil of Discord on Puck. I mean, Legion Commander really needs to turn it
already?
on to set his team up, but I honestly think UBC is ready to go.
Yeah, Puck is actually ahead in network compared to Mirana. Crazy as an offlaner. There's smoke. Smoke gets broken on Coach.
Alright.
They know they're near. There's smoke
Scouted.
right next to him. They find Talos.
Best. Oh!
And the
double
Fiend Grip
CC.
on Legion. Here comes Slark though with a Shadow Blade. He's jumping on Ko. Ko's taking a lot of damage, but he has a Brain Sap to heal himself back up. Here's the duel coming out. The duel's gonna be
There it
won,
is.
but here's the Wukong's command, massive with the cleave damage coming out with the Battle Fury. Tai, the only surviving member of the team, now turns on the Stone Gaze and kills Slardar, but still a huge loss for them. 2 supports
That
for all
is
5.
I'm so pleased that we were just talking about UBC's ready to come online. Since the draft, we've been building it up. Once UBC groups up, they have the zone control. You don't want to be fighting where they want to fight you. Dream Coil, Wukong's command, the Boundless Strike on 3. That just felt good to watch.
Yeah.
That was the Wombo combo right there. And
Yeah.
you saw it. Everyone on Washington died. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Even with Bane, I loved how Bane went in and just put himself in a bad spot. CC'd Nightmare into Fiend's Grip. This looks a little silly, but 2 heroes lose control, and then all the spells get busted on Bane, set up for the big boys to come in. Monkey King, Mirana, and Puck show up, press their buttons. Thank you very much for the team fight.
Yeah, and the fact that they found 5 people under the Wukong's command, they didn't stand a chance, especially with the Battle Fury. The Battle Fury on Monkey King can be a little bit situational, but if you can catch 5 heroes under it, the amount of damage he can push out is absolutely obscene.
Definitely. I questioned it. I have to admit, I questioned it at
Slaughter.
first, but I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'll give him 1 second. Let's see if he runs down river. He was running down river 1 second there with that amazing Guardian sprint. Oh, do it. Pop the sprint. I want to see it. No, he's being boring.
Wow.
He's gonna save it. Okay, there he goes. Oh, go on the river.
Hey.
He's not moving. Come on.
Shadow Blade on Slark.
Normal.
This is
Yeah.
what we're looking for. These are the items they need.
Finds Rice.
Ooh.
The arrow gets purged by the Dark Pact, and then Big Bun Theory now getting gone.
Owls
2
wants
more
the double.
charges on the leap. Owl's taking
He's
a
getting
huge amount of
shot.
damage. He gets stopped up by leap, and then even the Macro Pyre committed. Actually, a
Easy
pretty
trade.
good turn there. Yeah. Just for the
Easy.
Spirit
Take that
Breaker.
trade.
That is a 1.5k gold trade, and 1,100 going over to the Way of Slark, which is the hero you wanted on.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, they have the items. We saw that fight go in UBC's favor, just so clearly in UBC's favor. But Washington has their Blink Dagger on LC. They have their Shadow Blade on Slark. They're ready to start making space for Medusa. They're ready to start running around, making moves, controlling the map.
Yeah, and I do like that Waifu Day is going to go, looks like a Echo Saber next, which is an early game item for Slark, which I think his team needs just to have some more space.
They need people who can go and fight,
Yeah.
and it's going to give them damage. It's going to give them strength. I like it. This is going to help him with Essence Shift. Great pickup on his hero in general and specifically right now.
And Lincoln Spear gets finished up on Tai Tai, so he's going to be slightly more safer. Of course, we did talk about the fact that Bane has a really easy way of being able to cancel that Lincoln's, but of course it means it gives Tai Tai a little bit more time to react. He's not going to get Blink Nightmared, for example.
I think, in my opinion, I feel like LC should be a little bit more aggressive right now with this Blink. We've seen 2 dual wins on LC. One of them was a consequence of UBC manning up and giving the dual win over to Ajax. I feel like when this LC gets her Blink, she should be on the map a lot more, pressuring and setting up space, especially with the Slark with the Shadow Blade. You know, Slark finishes his Shadow Blade and then goes to farm an Echo Saber. Just like how we were talking about Monkey King built a Battle Fury and went to hit creeps instead of heroes, I feel like if you're going to build a Shadow Blade, you should be hitting heroes instead of creeps.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, we know that UBC has brought the smackdown on those team fights, but a Legion Commander with a Smoke, a Slark with a Shadow Blade, you don't necessarily need to run in all 5 of UBC. You just need to find someone out on the side, use the items you bought to their full potential.
Actually, it's not going to be the Echo Saber on Slark. He did buy the Oblivion Staff, which I thought it was going to be the Echo, but he's actually getting another one, which means it's going to be the Orchid Malevolence instead.
Oh, another way to cancel Bane.
And Bane, yeah, another way to cancel
Puck,
Bane.
of course, is the better target, but you know, Bane's already gonna have a hard enough time with Fiend's Grip this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a situational item, but we do see it from time to time on the Slark. It can be a very good ganking item.
Well, yeah, this is just one of the points I was really trying to press with the LC. If you're going to go to the jungle, you know, Blink Dagger can help you get to camps
Ajax
faster.
might get found. Nightmare is there. Is there an arrow? No, Mirana is too far away. But here does come the stun from the Slaughter instead. This Ajax is silenced up. Dreamcoil is
He's really tanking this.
But the Mirana is there. So at least he makes a lot of time for his teammates to get away. And just 1 kill taken there. And that was a Smoke plus a Moonlight Shadow committed. Of course, you don't want to lose anything, but meanwhile, a Waifu Day is getting the bot tower. Actually, he does run away from it. Doesn't want to accidentally die on the Slark as well.
I mean, a Legion Commander was tanky. It was hard for them to kill, but in that scenario, it does get brought down when the majority of heroes are trying to kill the Legion Commander. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like the Slark Orchid, the biggest thing for me is that Slark is going to have no increase in Slark's HP pool.
Yeah, it's no stats.
And we have an AoE stun on Monkey King, an AoE stun on Slardar, AoE silence and nuke on Puck. We have Starstorm on Mirana, plus an arrow which potentially can hit Slark and Shadow Dance. Slark is going to be taking a lot of damage, whether it's aimed at him or not. And having a low health pool, I think, unless they get a great initiation with Washington Slark, I think might just get melted. I would just taken out.
The Echo Saber.
I did like the Echo Saber because it's aggressive and defensive.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. I think the biggest thing for me, my personal opinion, is I don't like the Washington built a Shadow Blade, built a Blink Dagger, and then used it to farm the jungle. Both of those items, in my mind, are, you know, they're just better at killing heroes than they are killing creeps. They bought those items and they went and fought creeps.
Right. As a Slark, if you want to farm the jungle, you build a Midas.
If it's a Slark, if you want to farm the jungle, I think you just pick a different hero.
Right. That's also very much true.
All right.
Shadowblade about to run out on Waifu.
Oh,
Waifu going in with that freshly revealed Orchid. That's going to be a free kill there. Actually, runs away. The Soul Burn isn't going to be enough to kill the Rice. A Waifu, they thought it was going to be enough, but
Mirana's getting a little greedy though. They want something out of this. They should know they're being charged. Gets cancelled.
Very unfortunate. One more hit would have done it, but of course the Nightmare was there just to save the Slardar, because if he auto-attacked him there, he would have been stunned under Shadow Dance, and that would have been no good.
Monkey King sneaking around like a courier.
There's a kill on the Talos, but Ajax is coming in with the duel. He gets a duel
Wukong's
victory, but there's Wukong's command. And they're trying to go, but they're just dispersing right now, but they find a Waifu Day, and he's going to get taken down. Nowhere to run with that Corrosive Haze on him.
Yeah,
So
that
Bane
Wukong's
for
command
Slark,
looked
not a good
amazing.
trade. Tai Tai now getting gone, and the 2-man stun from Rice. Perfect stun coming out there. And there is also a Corrosive Haze. Tai Tai going to be taking a lot of damage. He dodges the Boundless Strike, but he's taking a huge amount of damage thanks to Jingu Mastery. Ajax now getting run down. And Corrosive Haze plus Jingu Mastery. You're not going to survive that.
Oh, no. One thing I'd really like to point out, we saw Spirit Breaker have a rough time fitting in early game. And then at the top lane, we saw Spirit Breaker, although he traded, he ended up setting up 2 kills by playing his hero masterfully. We just are seeing that, I think, with Slardar. Slardar had a really rough early game, but he stuck to it. He worked pulls. He got farm where he could. And in that fight, all he has is Tranquils and a Blink. His Blink crushes were spot on. He was hitting multiple heroes every time he casted the spell. He was a...
Talos. Oh my god, he just dies. Like 5 shot from Mirana.
Whoops. Sorry, Jakiro.
A little too close. Oh, 548 is thinking, but he's by himself. He's looking for Rice again.
Well, he's going round 2 on the Slardar.
He's taking huge amount of damage even just from the AoE damage, and he just get found and destroyed.
That's exactly what we were talking about. He doesn't have a life pool to be running around in those scenarios. They don't need to be even aiming their spells well to do that much damage to him.
They're going to go on Tai. A 2-man stun coming out from Alls, but Rice is going to turn back around with another 2-man stun of his own. There comes the duel on the puck. Is he going to be going down? He is going to go down, but Ajax is going to go down as well, and GG gets called from Waifu. A dominating performance here by UBC. Washington had a better start in Game 1, but unfortunately Game 2 was a complete different story. It was just UBC all the way from the start to the end.
Yeah, as I was saying, Rice didn't have great farm. He had great play, and we saw that in those last fights. He must have had 200% crush accuracy at least. Medusa that game, I mean, it hurts me to say it, but what? There was a Medusa in that game, question mark? Didn't really feel like it did much, which hurts because Tai was a monster in Game 1. A Mirana that looked like he could just win the game by himself. Godlike streak, just killing everyone. Couldn't really keep it up. The snowball got turned around. UBC took it. This time, UBC just kept that snowball rolling.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my boys. I am, of course, currently attending UBC, so I'm happy to see those boys do well. So they are going to be 4-0 now. Washington Esports, of course, now getting their first loss, 3-1. But, you know, the season is still fresh, and they got a long way to go, and they're all to a very, very good start.
After what we saw today, I have complete faith that we are going to see more great plays, and we're going to see a lot of domination coming out from Washington. If you're going to take a loss, make it be against last year's champions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the best way to look at it.
No shame in losing to UBC.
Yeah, no shame. Washington played really well. Even in that first game, they were killing it for the first half. They have it in them. We saw it. They were beating the current grand champions trying to defend the role. They were beating them in the early game. They couldn't keep it going the whole game, but they have what it takes, and I think they're only going to get better throughout the season.
Yeah, and that's going to be it for tonight. And Carlton, if you of course, we gotta plug ourselves. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I'm going to be at JT Golgiap. And how about you, Carlton?
Well, you can follow me at twitter.com/carlolton, CARLOLT0N, as well as if you want to keep up to date with CSL content, you can type !Discord in Twitch chat, and you will be hooked up with a link to the Discord server. If you want to follow the Collegiate Star League on Twitter, you can do so at twitter.com/CStarLeague, as well as twitter.com/Collegiate Dota. We can be found on Facebook, facebook.com/CStarLeague, and I would love to give a giant shout out to your favorite platform and mine, Twitch, the biggest one in gaming. They are supporting us from PAX East and West and many more events. The CSL wouldn't be what it is today without the help and support from Twitch. Be on the lookout for cool opportunities to get involved with Twitch in the near future, and be sure to show them some love for their support. You can find them at twitter.com/Twitch and facebook.com/Twitch.